Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be the October reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get additional messages. Also keep in mind these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I may be describing you or the person that you're dealing with. If need be, flip the energies around. I also do not discriminate in my readings. I read for the Virgos who are doing the bad things and those on the receiving end of the bad things. So again, apply it as they may fit to you. And if it doesn't fit, don't force it to fit. We'll try again some other time. And if it's a reading full of drama, you'll probably be glad that it doesn't fit. If you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. If you would like to donate to the channel and support it, the information on how to do that is also below. You can also subscribe, share, leave a comment, hit the like button, and also the notifications button so that you'll be alerted when new videos are uploaded. And it's an energy exchange. I help you, you help me, we help the many. What was I gonna? Oh, yes. I'm introducing this month a deck that I created. It's called the Reality Check deck. We will pull some messages from there at the end to see what kind of reality checks we're needing to have in the month of October. Oh yeah, and I forget to mention every video too, because I'm not sure if people even look in the drop down thing below. But if you'd like to connect on social media as well, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook group, all that information is below as well. All right, let's get into the reading. This is the overview for the month. This is the advice in regards to it. This is a situation. This is why it's happening, what we're thinking and feeling in regards to it, our hopes and fears, and the advice. This is advice. This is the higher message that's involved. These are what chakras and the emotions associated with them that we're needing to work on. You have two heart chakra ones, so something involving our emotions, as we have the Five of Cups here. It says it's always some sad tale of woe. And this, of course, is in regards to love. This is advice that we have, and we'll clarify as we go along. Let us look at the overview for the month. We have building blocks. So let us look what building blocks is. Number 28. Essential meanings, strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress. The Oracle's message, you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. So I guess in some ways this could be similar to the tower, making sure that we're building things that are going to last, not things that are built on quicksand, you know. Your work, your relationships, your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. This is true. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as a solid grounding upon which you construct your life? So again, how we show up, has it been working for us so far? Again, the energy that we bring and the energy that we allow into our lives. A lot of these soulmate relationships, just experiences that we have, ways we believe about ourselves, all of it is karma that we're working through. So it's, you know, time that many people are taking a look at themselves and trying to do a life review and figure out again what we need to do differently, how we need to show up differently so that we can have different results, right? Now you're making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. This is what we should be doing, right? Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. You're the co-creator with the universe of your life. What you put out, you'll get back in many different forms. So be aware. Relationship message. When you see this card, know that you are attracting new relationships into your life and solidifying the ones you already have. Well, this is what we should be doing, right? By building them on the foundations of honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to know one another. You are moving towards laying the groundwork for a relationship with a firm footing that will ensure it can withstand any storm. Long-standing relationships are also repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger, wiser, and more powerful together than apart. So again, those people that they have become aware of their own shit and decided that they're going to work on themselves and they can work together as a team or come back together with some kind of understanding to heal situations, and build something better. This is possible. Or if we're not doing that, again, we need to be taking a look in the taking a look in the mirror and looking at the things that, got to go, or looking around us and seeing people, situations, whatever it is that got to go. So that we again invest our time, energy, efforts, emotions into situations that are again built in truth, not illusions, which is many people have been dealing with, some illusionists. Prosperity message. You have everything you need to turn iron into gold in the alchemical process of creating the prosperous life you desire. Now is the time to build on the strong foundation you have already laid for your prosperity. Keep in mind that these building blocks are imbued with the sparkling energy of your intentions. So that's why, again, make sure our intentions are genuine, because if it's on some shady tips, you know what I'm saying? Own your dream and remember that you always have more than enough and you always are enough, so abundance is ever present. Your creativity is divinely inspired and the design for your life is taking shape in service to the world. You are meant for success. So if we're being called to do something, keep at it. This is the message here. Protection message. Now is the time to address the cracks in the foundation of your life. Perhaps your values have changed and it's time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision that you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. Again, remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now is the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life far beyond your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what's not solid. Again, everybody's trying to learn how to get out of their own way. Self-sabotage by staying in the wounding, refusing to look at ourselves and instead point fingers. The advice in regards to this is not the right time. So let's see what's not the right time. This is not the right time presently for what you're inquiring about. This answer is not a no, just a not yet. Have patience. Your angels will give you a sign when the timing is perfect. So, again, as Michael Jackson would say, this is the time where we let it simmer. A lot of people are wanting certain things now. It's the whole patience is a virtue kind of thing. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for certain things, make sure that we are taking the steps that we can take. Think serenity prayer. What's in your control, which is usually, again, how you're showing up. This helps to move things along. And then the universe works with you, and then when the timing is just right, especially if we're talking about other people, free will choice and all that jazz. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is obviously, thinking about family life, stability, financial security, something that's long lasting. Again, something that we're building over time, that we'd like to build into this. This is culmination and fulfillment, family accomplishments, financial security and comfort, enjoying the fruits of your labors, satisfaction in what's created. It's a point of completion because it's a 10, or an accomplishment, improved career paths, solid financial reserves, committed long-term relationship, pride in success, sharing to show that we care. Again, creating foundations that are long-lasting and long-term. So you have two things about building foundations, right? Something that's going to last. Shows how family is important. It's important to have roots, support systems, and also to be a support system to others. You got to giving and receiving here. And also knowing that you need a consistent approach in order to achieve success that will last the test of time. So you can't put in 3 days effort and give up. It's something that's built over time with consistency and effort and intention, right? Because currently, this is a situation here. 5 of Cups, looking at the past, looking at what's been lost, feeling all in the lowest, wanting this, but maybe needing to realize that it'll come, just keep doing the work, This is, again, difficulty, loss. 5s are about change as well. So either we're wanting something to change or something's about to change, or needing to change. Difficulty, loss, despair, grief. The need to focus on the 2 cups still standing. So don't give up here. Wallowing in self-pity. Regrets of what's been lost. Pessimism. Disillusioned with life. Well, yes, but of course. It's, not all sunshine and roses. That's for damn sure. Trouble letting go of the past and learning from mistakes. Self-blame. A need for forgiveness and release. This is like the ongoing theme with every reading. I feel no matter the day, no matter the week, no matter the month. It's always, that's why I made the daily drama, because it's like the never-ending tales of woe. And spirit constantly trying to cheer you on, push you forward, give you that little ray of hope. Doesn't it seem like that every message is the same? Because we're all in the shitter here. We're all going through the stuff, the karma, the wounding, the negative stuff, again, being in our own way, just whether it's health or money or relationships or just whatever the hell. It's always something, right? That's what it feels like. Reflecting on lessons and needing to move on, living and learning how we can build better things in the future. And sometimes it's not the right time because we're in the lowest. Can't bring in something when we're still focusing on this stuff here. When it need to be forward-looking, future-looking. Try to have a glass half full perspective. And why are we feeling this way? Well, the Queen of Swords in reverse. So somebody cut somebody out. Maybe that's why somebody feels sad, because they've lost someone. Again, this could also be you. You could have cut somebody out. This is male, female, doesn't matter. This is being overly emotional, someone who can be bitchy or cold-hearted, resentful, or again, this could be us being all in the feelings here. Um, Relationship clouding your usually clear vision. Again, being all in the emotional aspect and not the logical. It's needing to refocus on our goals, get some direction in life. Again, how are we building? What are we building? What are we investing in? What's going to bring us long-term potential that's going to make us happy, stable, fulfilled? This is somebody who loses their support base based again on their behavior. People cutting people out because again, liars, users, moochers, whatever, abusive people with just issues for days. We all got issues, but some people got issues for days. Some people are just so stuck in their stuff that they refuse to look at themselves. They refuse to hold themselves accountable for where we are due to our own choices. Everybody is. It's how you handle these situations is when it decide on if you're heading towards, Ten of Pentacles, or if you keep just repeating, same scenarios, different people, but we're showing up the same. That's why, again, it's always about what's within us that's got to go, what's holding us back. Someone who can be seen as narrow-minded. And this is also someone who's intolerant of other people, can be mean. This is also about cutting away, clearing things out, again, or getting cut out. Now, again, this is somebody who in the reverse, the swords are about communication. So for me, the swords are reversed. We could be dealing with, people who can be, manipulative, lie, mental kind of abuse, gaslighting, whatever. Or this again could be behavior that we engage in. And this is why we lose relationships as well. I'm going to clarify, as I said, what you're thinking and feeling in regards to this. We get the Nine of Pentacles, but in the reverse. Financial setbacks. We're dreaming about the Ten of Pentacles. We don't have it so far. That's why we're sitting over here. Again, we got a lot of people that are in codependent relationships, a lot of masculines that are in karmic situations where basically they're just in it for the security, not in it for love. And again, it's built on lies and bullshit and whatever. And some people are getting out of those situations. Maybe their other partner is waking up, or they're waking up and trying to again move towards what's real, putting in the work in themselves and wanting to change, I guess. And some aren't. So again, financial setbacks due to unwise decisions and actions. This is also the single lady card in the upright. Single lady, single man, doesn't matter. But in the reverse, it's maybe somebody not wanting to be alone. Maybe again, someone got cut out and now they're single, and they're all in the woes about it. Again, a need to learn from your mistakes and build a more solid, secure foundation. It's all about foundations here. Again, what we're building upon. Overinvestment in work, long hours at the detriment of your personal life. A need to return to a natural setting, beach, forest, garden, etc. So maybe we're needing to get out and meditate and figure out what the hell we're doing. To restore your energies and rejuvenate. It's a time to evaluate, to create balance in work and personal life. Again, a lot of people got financial karma they're working through. And there's many areas: health karma, financial karma, relationship karma, you know, relationship that you have with yourself as well. Um, may need to reduce your dependence on maintaining a certain lifestyle, or there's a resistance or disbelief in the self and what you can achieve, you know. So we may be wanting this, we may want the good career, the family life, the stability, but we're not having much luck in this area, and we're starting to not not feel like it's ever gonna come about, you know. That's what it says. Maybe it's about time to self-reflect. What about us needs to change? Where are we focusing our energy and efforts? You know, what's worth investing in, and what we need to leave behind in order to again build something, the life that we want, basically. Now, the hopes and fears is the Six of Wands in the reverse. So this is, you know, the victory card, but there's no victory. So we fear again, not making it happen for ourselves. This is also lack of confidence again, fall from grace, doubting one's abilities or potential for success. Again, lack of confidence, negative self-talk, feelings of failure. Again, all in the feelings here. This is also not feeling like we're not going to be recognized again, or someone's not going to acknowledge us, or isn't acknowledging us. Feeling neglected for your efforts, even. Too many commitments as well, needing to focus. It's also transitory nature of success. Again, there's ups and downs, there's highs and lows, etc., etc. The advice is for you to don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. The sun, illumination, see the light. Allow for the healing that needs to happen here. You know, this is also about our well-being, emotional, mental, physical, everything. This is joy and happiness, you know, and it's completely opposite from this, right? This is being all in the woest, and this is all about optimism. The dawn that follows the darkest night. It's the source of life. The happiness of our inner spirit when we're in tune with our truest self, not false self, not shadow self. This is a person, the little naked boy's got nothing to hide. Here's let it all hang out. All the innocence and purity of childhood. The horse here represents strength and purity of spirit. It's perfect control of the conscious and subconscious. It's action. It's the vibrance of the sun, life, and the fruitfulness of spirit. And now represents again the four minor arcana, four elements, the four suits of the minor arcana, the four elements: success, radiance, abundance. It gives you strength, happiness, and joy. So it says this is the all card. That's my favorite card. This is like you can have it all, but you got to get out of your own way. You got to cut your losses. You got to come to terms with certain things. You got to be future looking. You got to put in the work and effort. You know, it's about your own inner growth and transformation, illumination. Again, move towards the sun. Don't worry, be happy, as they say. Why the Five of Cups in regards to the situation for Virgo? Why the Five of Cups? Why the Five of Cups for Virgo? Why the Five of Cups? Why is the Five of Cups a situation for Virgo in October? Why the Five of Cups for Virgo? Why the Five of Cups? Growth. We get growth here too. Growth, good fortune, and patience. So maybe, you know, again, we were hoping for something to turn out a certain way, and it hasn't. And we're, again, not feeling too happy, having regrets, maybe. Again, the things hasn't worked out the way that we wanted. You know, again, patience speaks about patience, giving things time. But also, you know, with the sands here, sometimes we feel like our time's run out. Maybe we waited too long as well, or spent too much time investing in something that didn't go anywhere, or didn't turn out the way that we wanted. Why the Queen of Swords in reverse for why it's happening? Why the Queen of Swords in reverse for why it's happening? Why the Queen of Swords in reverse for why it's happening? I like to get 3. I like to be even. It's my OCD. Anxiety, the Lovers, and heartbreak. So either we're fearing having to cut somebody out, or having to face someone, or having to make a decision that's difficult, that's going to be, again, path altering, life altering, that we either feel heartbroken about, or that we know that we're going to cause someone else heartbreak, or we know that we already have. So again, if we're talking about a past person who maybe cut us out, we're now feeling that. You know, maybe we were hoping that's, again, but depends on how people show up. You know, a lot of masculines are so used to the feminine being the chaser that when they stop chasing, then they start to see, you know, or start to really notice it when that dynamic shifts. I saw one reader mention something about how the tables are gonna be kind of turned now, where the runner is going to become the chaser, and you know, and vice versa. So we shall see. It says, you know, there's a lot of past people that are trying to make their way back, and again, not every past person should be coming back in. Some of them, the universe is testing you to see if you learned. Some of them are narcissists that are coming in trying to hoover you back because their other situation didn't work out. Use discernment, as I tell everybody. You know, and a lot of people too are fighting to just release things so that they can move on to be with the person who they are destined to build this Ten of Pentacles with, but they're still needing to, again, let either a karmic situation go or let the past go. That was a karmic situation. Again, either whether you're in it now and need to get out of it, or this is something that's already passed. But there's obviously a concern here in regards to a choice. That, again, either somebody's going to cut somebody out, or somebody already has, and there's like regrets about it. There's something going on here. Why the Nine of Pentacles in regards to what they're thinking and feeling? Why the Nine of Pentacles? Whoa, it's too many. Well, we have the lesson. So obviously we're learning about something, about, again, foundations that we build upon. If it's wasn't built in truth, that shit's going to come down. And maybe, again, we're realizing that. Again, a lot of masculines that were in karmic situations, or, you know, feminines too. realizing that you invested in a hot mess, you know. The lesson, the fool, wisdom, challenge, sorry, the fool, challenge. So new beginnings are a challenge. You know, we're fearing it. We don't know what's going to happen next. You know, wisdom, judgment, doubt. So again, either somebody is afraid of, or somebody realized that, you know, a lesson here in regards to what they were investing in. And you know, and the challenge for them is now having to be on their own, be single, you know, or figure out their path, even though they're not certain about the path that they're going in. This can also be, you know, people are fearing, you know, having judgment passed upon them for past actions. If this is anybody coming back trying to reunite with someone from the past that they know that they hurt. You know, this is again worries about finances. Worried about, and again, new beginnings, starting over. Why the Six of Wands in reverse in regards to the hopes and fears? I let Spirit kick out the cards. In case you wonder why she keeps shuffling. Because I let them pick them. You know what I'm saying? Hopes and fears again. Fearing success. Fearing when we're not going to be, you know, recognized. Fearing that we're not going to be able to, because we're feeling a loss of power here. Again, even within ourselves. We're feeling sorry for ourselves for something. Regretful. Power. Barrier. Journey. The master. So again, it could be just, you know, mastering ourselves. Again, getting out of our own way, discovering our own power, our own strength, our own courage and determination to keep persevering, to keep moving forward, to do the shit that we got to do, to let go of what we got to let go of. You know, worrying about, again, the next phase of our journey. Barrier could also be travel. This is also a travel card. A lot of masculines are at a distance from people that they're looking to reunite with. Again, could be different city, state, country, you know, financial issues. There's a lot of uncertainty here about paths, next phases, or, you know, again, looking at our choices, looking at how we got here, you know, checking what we've invested in, what we want to invest in now, but there's still a need to overcome some anxiety or fears, you know, or lack of belief in the self, again, of what you can achieve. Why the Sun for the advice? Why the Sun for the advice? Why the Sun for the advice? This one is going to flip. Why the Sun for the advice? So we got fair gray-haired man, change, deception, clarity, loss. So if you're talking about loss here, sitting and looking at what we've lost, you know, perhaps again, if you're the fair gray-haired man, it's like you're needing to mature through this situation. You could, fair gray-haired man could be someone in their 40s and up, or this is somebody again who has learned and grown through something, you know, not fearing change or needing to be willing to change. especially our deceptive ways. You know, if we've been lying to other people, building foundations and relationships and lies, again, codependence, using people for means to an ends, whatever it is, it's needing to get clear about how we keep losing relationships or losing people because of our behaviors, or we're needing to cut our losses in regards to somebody, if we were dealing with somebody who was like that, you know, needing to get clear. The sun is shining on that big pile of shit, and you can't ignore it. You know, you got to see things for how it is. If we invested in people that we learned painful lessons with, again, get the lesson, apply it, and move forward. Don't hang on and cling to things that we can't build upon. Know that in time, you know, somebody else will come along. But we have to, again, release ourselves from limiting beliefs, limiting relationships, ways of being, whatever it is. You know, again, Lord, give us strength. Now, the higher message involved here, feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. Now, masculine and feminine doesn't matter. Both have both in them. Now, my channel, as I've come to realize after a year, almost a year and a half of doing this, I deal a lot with the shadow aspects of the self, the karma, the childhood wounding, the things that people don't realize is playing a part in these repetitive cycles that they keep finding themselves in. You know, how they're showing up in their own life, again, what they believe in themselves, if there's low self-esteem, or if we're attracting users and abusers, or we're being that way ourselves, treating people as means to an end. Again, this is shadow work. This is ascension work. If you can master the self, if you can learn again how to get out of your own way, if you can figure out what your wounding is and stop that repetitive cycle from happening, you know, different people, same situations, because we're showing up the same way. This is when you find your power. This is when you're able to manifest things. This is when you get out of this. Not that, you know, more shit isn't going to come, because as long as you're here, this is going to be plenty. But this is about trying to get out of the shadow aspect of this. And the shadow aspect, the feminine nature is all about, you know, giving, nurturing, you know. In the negative aspect, it could be this person who overgives, you know, the doormat, the one who's jumping through hoops, you know. And for the masculine, this is in the shadow aspect. If they're operating from that, it could be the same, or it can manifest as not opening up, not being, you know, too emotionally invested in relationships, kind of skating on the surface. Or again, we're needing to step into the positive aspect of the feminine nature. You know, you can be assertive and still be giving. You know, you don't have to be Queen of Swords in reverse, you know, or, you know, it's about, again, nurturing the self first and foremost, but opening your heart, you know, being caring and nurturing to others. If you're a person who doesn't treat people well, you know, or if you're a feminine that overdoes, overgives, it's again coming into that balance where you can truly step into the power of this energy. It's also about creation, you know. So what we create for ourselves, how we manifest things in our life. So male, female, doesn't matter. We're needing to get out of the shadow part of the feminine energy and into the positive part of the feminine energy. Self-respect. I honor and love myself through my healthful actions. So I said here, the shadows part of this is being a doormat, being too much of a giver, you know, or treating people as means as an ends and not opening your heart. You know, not being open to giving and receiving love because you fear being hurt. Whatever it is, all of this stems from, again, our self-esteem, self-love, self-respect. When you have a healthy relationship with yourself, that shows in your environment. Again, the energy that we bring and the energy that we allow, right? Because if you have self-love and self-respect, you don't allow users and abusers to come in and take advantage and treat you like shit, right? If you have self-love and self-respect, you know how good that feels. And you want to also encourage other people to be that way and not be using to take advantage of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said you can never truly love someone else unless you love yourself. At least not, and not unless it's going to be in a dysfunctional way. You know, so self-respect, love yourself enough, respect yourself enough to be a person of honesty and integrity, and doing right by yourself. And that doesn't mean at the expense of other people, because again, that's self-serving, that's the negative, that's the shadow part, that's fear-based, you know. But knowing that the best investment you can make is in yourself, in your own healing, in your own growth. Otherwise, we can sit there in the lowest, we can point the fingers and blame everybody else for our life when you have about an 80% control over it. You know, there's obviously other things outside of your control, but on the day-to-day, for the most part, you have control over your own destiny, the life that you're creating through the choices that you're making, the actions that you're taking, what you believe about yourself, what you can achieve, what efforts are you putting in, you know, and trying hard, needing to try really hard to, and it's not easy. I'm never up here preaching, making it sound like, oh, the card says this, then we can just switch it off and do what the card says. They understand it's all part of the human journey. It happens in its own time. You know, when you've become so hurt that you have no choice but to admit a truth, or whatever it is for you, that breaking point, that aha moment. But everybody has to come into that in their own. They can just try to guide you and show you this is what you try to do this. They're just gently pushing you into the direction of your evolution because they want what's best for you. They want you to have the sun, you know? So that's why they want you to try to learn these lessons and love yourself first. Because if you love yourself first, again, it's a lot harder for other people to come in and make you feel like this, right? Enthusiasm, whatever I am most passionate about is the direction I follow. So again, try to find, you know, change is difficult. If we're in the midst of a change, or we're fearing change, or within ourselves, or maybe a situation is happening where our home life or our stability is kind of uncertain at this time, and we're having a lot of fears. You know, if whatever we were in was difficult anyway, try to switch that fear into enthusiasm and the opportunity to build something better now. You know, try to find a support system to help you through whatever you might be going through here. Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding the situation. Again, being honest with ourselves and honest with other people. No more living a lie. No more telling ourselves lies to try to make ourselves not see the truths of situations, even the truths about ourselves. Whatever it is, it's time for an honest look at, again, our choices and actions, what it is that we want, what it is that needs to change, and try to, again, you know, pick your chin up or hold your head up, whatever they say, and try to make moves. Sobriety. My clear mind is easily able to focus and concentrate. So if we've been drowning our sorrows in the vino or trying to escape through other means, you know, we're needing to, again, love ourselves, care for ourselves so that we can get ourselves in gear. If that's only going to keep you staying like this, right? It's also about getting clear in what we want, being honest about what we want. And then we're able to then focus on manifesting that. Quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. So try to put a little peace in your heart, you know. If you're feeling like this, you know, try to talk to somebody if you have to. I always recommend, you know, try to find some kind of support to help you through this difficult time. If this is what you're going through, a difficult time here. Blessings. Today I count my blessings small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. So even amongst the shit, you know, there's something in there that's for your benefit. Even if it was meant to teach you something, it did its job, right? If you learned, you shed that karma. And not to say that you won't continue to be tested with different scenarios to test your, you know, if you really learned, you know, it's not just now, it's over. But know that it's all for your betterment. And if again we try to focus on each day as an opportunity to make steps into a new direction that is going to bring again long-term fulfillment for us, that's even a blessing in itself, right? Father, my true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. So again, many feminines had father issues, many masculines had mother issues, and some had both. Because in truth, we imitate what we see. One could take, you know, you can take on the traits of one and look for a partner that embodies the traits of the other. And especially if it's dysfunctional, again, you're attracted to, you know, bad boys or, you know, liars or cheaters or whatever, again, because maybe that's what your mom was with, or however it works for you and your dynamic. Again, this is usually family karma, repeated cycles. Again, we imitate what we see. That's why I always mention too, if you have kids, be aware of what love looks like to them. If you have to love yourself first enough to not again engage in toxic situations, be strong so that you're setting an example for them. You know, break the cycle, because again, a lot of this is generational. So if you have any father issues, try to see again, get the aha moments perhaps in regards to that connection and how it has affected you, or how that has made you view yourself, view relationships, view whatever it is. Something needs to be healed that's at the root cause of, again, how we're showing up for ourselves and what we're allowing in our lives, right? And know that, again, you're a soul here on a human journey. In the bigger picture, you know, you are a child of God. Your parents, you know, whatever your soul group that you incarnated here with, they're all here playing roles that are supposed to teach you something about yourself, about other people, just the journey of life. And again, it's realizing these things and overcoming them, so again you can evolve into the best you that you can be. But it's not easy, you know. Great things, achieving great things usually come at some cost, you know, and usually it leaves you feeling like this, you know. Unfortunately. Shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. So this is, again, trying to be aware of how long we sit in this energy. You know, again, be with friends, be with family, support, something to help you get out of this, some people that can encourage you, you know, to keep moving forward. You know, and because we don't want to stay in this, especially because holidays are going to be creeping around. It's already starting. People are trying to get back with people so they're not alone during the holidays, or people that are going to be alone are going to really be feeling like this. So again, make sure you have a strong support system around you, you know, and focus on your healing and building better things for yourself. Vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, so your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So again, if we're sitting in the regrets of the past, we even have to forgive ourselves because, you know, we now know better. But now that we know better, we got to do better, right? And this is also about trying to forgive people that have hurt us in the past as well, because again, people are who they are based on their own conditioning, based on their own perceptions of reality, their own shadow shit, whatever. And sometimes, especially if we're dealing with narcissistic types or whatever, they're a product of their environment, and it could be nature and nurture combined. They can't help but be who they are. Now we need to learn that, you know, perhaps for some, the lesson was about, again, self-love, self-respect, boundaries, father issues, heal that shit and not entertain that again. You know, try to forgive yourself again, try to forgive other people, and just focus again on building things that are going to bring better results. Focus on healing, because the sun again is about our health, you know, and this is not healthy here. Power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. You had power over here. So this is again about trying to find your inner strength. You know, your will and determination. Just keep on keeping on. But I empathize. You know, I feel you, because some days it's hard to just get out of bed. You know, life is tough, and people really suck sometimes, most of the time. In truth, you know, like I said, because there's a bunch of broken children walking around in adult bodies, and a lot of people don't even realize to go deep down and look at their own stuff. So again, you got some people in life that will never change because they're so deep in their things. But try to focus on you. Again, being aware of your own stuff, and cut out and clear away people that are not enlightened. Books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So some of you might be a writer. You might have a story in you about your experiences in life. You know, this could also be, maybe you want to start your own business where you sell spiritually based books or crystals or whatever it is. This can also be, you know, if you're needing self-help books, you know, do some reading. Figure out a way again to get you to build from a firm foundation within yourself, because that's where it begins, right? Fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So as I've mentioned before, and whether people believe in it or not, but this card always represents, for me, you could be if you're a twin flame, you're a descended elemental who has come here for the human experience, and this is always kind of like the wink wink card from the elemental realm to kind of let you know and to remind you again of who you are. Find your power. Remember who you are. They always tell me that in my readings too, because you know I get in the woest too. Like I says, I'm not up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find my own damn way out of the darkness myself. Crystals. The energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. Believe me, I got all my stones up on the table. I'm doing whatever. Burning sage and crystals, and I'm trying to get rid of all the fucking juju that's around me. I said, please, I need some. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of the woest of myself. Gratitude. Use your third eye. See beyond what is visible, right? And speaking of which, we got perception. It's all how we look at something here. There's a gem in here. The gem is what is within you. It's just, again, discovering your own light. You know, trying to see the reason why all things happen and our roles in that. Again, it takes two to tango. Everybody owns their side of the street. And that doesn't mean that then we got to get all in the woes. It's about living and learning and changing and being grateful that there's opportunities for change. You know, again, this is the heart chakra, the feminine energy. Like I says, being open to receiving now, especially if you've been through something difficult. But we have to change our view on whatever it is and release whatever we need to release and be grateful for the lesson and be open to, you know, receiving something better, receiving the sun, receiving the Ten of Pentacles. Growth, again, growth and expansion. And then we got the crown chakra. Again, higher knowing and heart spaced thinking, especially in regards to loving ourselves. Again, creation, manifestation, what we're creating in our lives, or we have the potential to create if we set our minds to it. Again, the third eye purple is seeing the unseen. Your sixth sense, intuitive knowing, often reveals family agreements made before birth, karmic issues which need to be worked out. You see, that's what I said. You know, this is all karmic shit. All this stuff that's coming, it's all past life. That's why I said if you don't learn it, you're going to repeat it. Because a lot of the stuff that you're going through now is from past life shit. Because you didn't learn it the last time around. So if you were a person who lacked boundaries and then tolerated abuse in a past life, you came into this life in the same kind of environment to create the same kind of scenarios, attract the same kind of people, so you learn the lesson. That's why I said it's so important to get these lessons, because I sure as hell know I do not want to come back here again, and I do not want to repeat any of this shit. I'm good. So for me, as hard as it is, I try all the time to get myself out of my own way. Half the stuff that I tell you people, I'm trying to follow that advice myself, because like I said, I can get in the stinking thinking. I can get in the woes. I could be dwelling in the past. I could be fearing the future. I could be angry about the present. Believe I'm human too, here on this journey, in this moment in time. So I'm feeling all the shit too. So I'm right there with you. I empathize. That's why I always say I hope I never come across as somebody who's preaching and talking down, because like I said, been there, done that, got the fucking t-shirt. And I'm just trying to help other people see the light that I've seen. And it's not been an easy transition. I'm still struggling every day. It's tough, man. It's tough, but it's like, that's why there are always these cards seem like, oh, you make it sound so easy, but they're trying to tell you to try to not, they know you're gonna feel it. You have to, because it's part of your lessons. Pain is your greatest teacher, right? Regret is your biggest teacher. It's when you lose and you don't have and you go through the whatever, that's when you appreciate the good times. If everything was good and great all the time, you wouldn't really be looking at anything that needed to be looked at. But this is what they keep trying to tell you, to not lose sight of who you are, why you're here, and that you've survived all the other stuff that you've been through so far. Right? You made it. You might be looking like the Nine of Wands guy, but you made it. And to not give up hope, and just understand that as long as you do the healing work, they will try to bring in for you what's going to bring you this Ten of Pentacles, right? It's all about dignity, spirituality, the inner child. Again, healing the inner child. This is where it all comes from. This is it. Blame parents. Blame society, blame parents, blame everybody. No, but again, we can't blame anyone but ourselves once you're an adult and you're aware and you're making your own choices day in and day out. Like it says, if you know that you've been in repeated cycles, go talk to a therapist. Work that shit out. Go buy some self-help books. Go listen to Deepak or Yana Vincent or Tony Robbins or whoever is going to motivate you again to help you help yourself. or listen to me. Like I said, but I'm not all there either, but I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying to follow the advice that I give. Um, Again, knowledge, integrity, guidance is the purple third eye. And the crown chakra, again, is consciousness outside the physical body, higher minded way of thinking, enlightenment, purpose, and wisdom. You have wisdom over here. Again, learning from our mistakes, expansiveness, spirituality, figuring out our purpose again, what the meaning of why the hell did we just go through what we went through. Green, heart chakra, matters of the heart, pivotal personal choices, choices that we make in life and relationships, or what we even deny ourselves in regards to true happiness. We keep self-sabotaging, keep settling for less than relationships or karmic situations, or being less than what we can be by being in the negative self-talk, right? Personal choice. Again, pivotal personal choice. It's the heart of the matter. Proceed or get kicked back to the yellow chakra for pondering. It's like move through it, learn, and go towards, again, better things, or we're going to be just sitting again in the thoughts and the woes and not taking any action, right? Now, we have here gratitude. Inspiration message: gratitude raises our vibration to a higher level. If you are unhappy in any relationship, Lucy reminds you that it is always in your power to change it. Like I said, it's all about choice. But we have to not fear the unknown. Again, a lot of people stay in unhappy situations just because their needs are being met and they're not alone, but they're not happy. Or they fear what's going to happen if I leave this place. A lot of it, again, is just about security, financial security. But again, that's in something for the wrong reasons. I say get a roommate. Have somebody to share the bills with. Only if you're looking for someone to enable you, and you're looking to be financially codependent and be a mooch. Like if you're have narcissistic tendencies and you just want to sit in your woes and be in victim mode and blame everybody else and coast along and have somebody else paying for all your shit. And like I said, therapy is recommended because this is a cycle that's going to continue. There's no mystery to being a good person. Good people just do good things. But again, good people still have to have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Don't let somebody prey upon your goodness to use you or to guilt you into anything either. Key ideas: friendship, deep love, nurturing, unconditional love towards yourself and others. Again, you gotta love yourself unconditionally, even despite your own faults. But as long as you're aware of them and making progress, then be gentle with thyself. Again, keywords are appreciation, recognition, and esteem. Self-esteem. Creation. Your path is an artistic one. Express your love in a tangible art form. It is time to make decisions. So it's like you manifesting your life. It's time to decide what you want, what you're going to create, who you're going to create it with, what you're going to become, what you're going to invest in. Time to start building again on a firm foundation. Some of you might be creative. Again, some of you are meant to be writers or do something artistic, or maybe you have a calling, a destiny that's, but you're needing to get on that, get focused, figure out, different ways that you can be creative. If you've been trying one particular thing over and over and over and it just doesn't work, there might be some other things that you need to look at. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not meant to happen. Personal inquiry: am I waiting for someone's permission to create my life? So again, don't be sitting around waiting for somebody else to come in and rescue you. You got to be your own hero. You got to rescue yourself. What do I need to see in order to claim my own gifts? Again, look within. Figure out, again, what makes you happy, what's going to make you happy in the long term, and work on that. Key idea is opening to magic. lasting transformation, divine feminine. You got the feminine over there. Again, it's about creation, creativity, manifesting the life that you desire, opening your heart, you know, but again, maintaining self-love, self-respect, boundaries, try to be grateful. This is even for the shit. It ain't easy, I know. Says I'm never up here trying to make it sound like, oh, it's a breeze. Because if it was that much of a breeze, I'd be, you know, I'd be living like a queen. But I guess it's all perspective, right? That's why whenever I pass somebody that's a homeless person, I always say, yeah, I know. The universe always likes to show you, like, well, would you rather this instead? It's like, let me be in my misery. Let me feel sorry for myself. Stop trying to show me, well, it can always be worse. Of course it can always be worse, you know. But again, that's what they always try to say. Be grateful. You know. Some things you have, other people wish they had. You know, when you're sitting there crying about wishing you had a pair of shoes, somebody's over there doesn't have any feet. Or doesn't have shoes at all. So, it's, again, perspective, I guess. You know, trying to find the magic. Opening the magic, lasting transformation. Again, finding your muse, owning your gifts. Again, figuring shit out. Perception, inspiration message. Often our journey brings us full circle, leaving us to wonder why things happen. Emerald stone teaches us to follow through on whatever it is before us. Going back is not an option. Again, especially if we're going back to being the same old, same old. Again, showing up the same way all the time. Any masculines, again, that were jumping from relationship to relationship to get taken care of, and maybe that shit is ended, and now you try to figure out where you're going. You know what I'm saying? We can't continue on that path. We're needing to see the light here. There ain't gonna be no kind of victory for you in the long term. What in my life needs tending? How good will I allow myself to feel? Again, self-sabotaging, making choices that eventually blow up in your face, and instead of doing the right thing for the right reasons, we do it for temporary reasons or ego reasons or whatever it is, and it ends up not working out the way that we thought because we weren't thinking. This is the problem. So in a way, it's like you denied yourself something because you knew it was going to end the same way, especially if you show up the same way. I said, if you're a masculine who's just repeating and repeating with different people, it's like you had to know that this situation was going to end just like the last one. Because again, if you haven't changed, you know, eventually, unless you find a lifer, someone who's willing to stick through it no matter how miserable you make them, it's always going to end the same. And you're always going to have to be starting from square one, trying to build over and over. And at some point, some masculines are in their 40s and 50s. You better recognize, because you're getting old. Relationships are going to be harder and harder to come by. You know what I'm saying? You're not a young stud and can just be picking up anybody on the internet. Beauty, open-heartedness, and appreciation, transformation in the heart, change in perception, the unknown, promise of a richer experience. So again, moving towards this and leaving behind shit that doesn't bring us that, right? And the last one here, growth, inspiration message. Grass says, that's the grass in the picture. Grass says, break away. It may be time for a change of scenery. Visit a foreign country, embark on a new enterprise, or learn a skill. Most importantly, grow. As I said, I mentioned a lot of masculines could be at a distance, might need to travel. Some over water, because you got water over here, you know. But some they might be encouraging you again to, if you got to leave a certain situation, you know, and change, rebuild your life somewhere else. You might be needing to do that. Key idea is taking a stand, living your truth. It's also a feeling of lack of safety. Again, wondering about our foundations, feeling a little uncertain now. And it's fear. It's got to be scary, of course. But again, we are where we are due to our own choices, and we're needing to make better choices, right? Keywords are warrior, peace, and courage. Have some courage. So, personal inquiry, what have I outgrown? Am I willing to become independent? Again, no more codependency. No more entering into relationships so someone else can, again, provide for you that which you should be providing for yourself, or at least be an equal contributor in a relationship. Again, relationships are about equal give and take, financially, emotionally, what have you. And I'm not talking about the ones who stay home and take care of the kids. That's a full-time job in and of itself. I'm talking about the mooches. And a lot of masculines have been on that tip, letting the female carry the load. You know what I'm saying? But this is just, again, becoming independent in and of yourself, financially stable, or at least, again, being able to be an equal contributor. So we're not entering into relationships, again, for financial reasons or to keep us from being lonely. So whatever our wounding is, whatever our stuff is, whatever this challenge, this thing that keeps repeating, that's the universe trying to show you something needs to change. And the common denominator in all of our situations that seem to be repeating is us. Again, and if we're showing up the same way, or we're allowing other people to show up the same way, we're in the karma. And this is what we're needing to overcome. Here, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Addicted to cycles, addicted to being in the lowest, addicted to being victim mentality. Gambling, sex, drugs, alcohol, karmic relationships, toxic shit, stinking thinking, low self-esteem, whatever this is that we are clinging onto that is creating problems for us. And it could be in multiple areas. Could have been a combination of everything I just described. Whatever it is for you, we're needing to, again, find a way to become independent of it. Freeing yourself from whatever has been holding you back, whatever has been causing these repeating cycles where we're having to start over again. But now, if we're in that situation, use this opportunity again to have a different ending for yourself, right? Because we can have a chance to ascend to a higher level within ourselves and in our relationships. Your love life is ascending to a higher level commitment, especially if we're living and learning and applying. If you show up for yourself, the universe will show up for you too, right? And then we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Now, for some might be, again, looking to come back around. Some might be coming around. They're still codependent. That's why you get the thing over there, self-respect. Watch out. Watch out for the mooches coming back around, sitting in the lowest, waiting for somebody else to come back again. Some don't need to be. We need to get out of that and move on to something better. Get to know somebody new, who could be a potential soulmate that's coming in, but we could be blocking our own blessings. Or if this is someone who is truly regretful and has changed and wants to apply themselves, they're still trying to reiterate to you about the codependency in whatever fashion that is. Codependency is also trying to work harder on somebody else's shit than they are for themselves, enabling someone in their karma. Again, if you're a person who pays somebody else's way all the time, or is always trying to heal them or fix them, or you're jumping through hoops, or you're doing for this person and they're not doing for you, again, you're working harder on their life and their problems. That's a codependent. That's why narcissists and codependent come together, right? Because this one's got to please. They have a desire to please because then that fills their wound. And this one has a desire to be admired and have attention, so it fills their wound. Again, it's the two people, same sides of the same coin, different sides of the same coin. So again, know what you're dealing with. Be self-aware first and foremost, again. So this way you're aware again of what you're attracting and the dynamics that you're in and all of this stuff as well. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Again, and not all soulmates are life partnerships. Some are karmic. But if two people have learned and grown and are coming back together, it could turn into a life partnership. But it requires effort and work, not just in the relationship, but within yourselves, right? New love, a new person has stirred your romantic interests, passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, and free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So again, for some, it's time to free yourself from codependency, free yourself from toxic people, move on. You know, you could meet someone new, or for some, it's the same thing. Heal thyself, free yourself from your current karmic situation, and try to work on healing a relationship with someone that you're looking to build with. You know, whatever is your situation here. Now let's see what reality check Virgo needs. What reality check does Virgo need for the month of October? What what reality check does Virgo need? What reality check does Virgo need for the month of October? This one. And then it's hard to shuffle them all at once. So what reality check does Virgo need in the month of October? What reality check does Virgo need in the month of October? Yep, I already see it here. Don't waste your time. You can do better. Keep it moving. So if you're sitting in this, stop wasting time. Or don't waste your time in your current situation. Don't waste your time on somebody who you know is no good. Keep it moving. Kick their lying, cheating, sneaky ass to the curb. Enough said. So again, if you were dealing with somebody who was a narcissist or you know is no good for you, don't waste your time. Kick them to the curb. Build something better, you know. Or if you were the one lying and cheating and sneaking around, you know, you're needing to get your shit in gear and stop that. Because again, you're losing relationships. You're repeating cycles because you're showing up the same way every time. And nothing's going to change for you if you don't change, right? Time to clean house. Clean it up, clear it out. Let go of what no longer serves you. Don't let negative thoughts, emotions, people, or situations clutter your life and weigh you down. Time to build yourself up. Speak your truth. Cut your losses. Keep it moving. Onward and upward. Whatever's got to go, let it. And then you have here, keep hope alive, except in this situation. So again, for some people who are dealing with people that they need to not deal with anymore, you know, sorry, but fret not. It's for the best. Live, learn, and let go. Put your focus elsewhere. Again, put your focus in yourself and change in your life and what you want to build, you know. And even if you're a person who's in the regrets about a choice that you made, you know, if you continue to stay in that, if you're a masculine who has come into some kind of awakening and wants to go back, you know, you can't keep wasting time hoping that the current situation is going to whatever, or you may lose out on an opportunity to have something better somewhere else. So again, it's getting clear, right? Don't let anyone dim your shine. Stand in your power, stand in your truth, love yourself, and surround yourself with those who love you in return. Pay no mind to those who put you down or making you feel like that, right? Here we go, user abuser. Someone is or was being used or is or was doing the using. So again, like I said, if you're a masculine who was on some shady shit, this is your wake-up call to break this cycle. Right? Or if you're feminine who keeps entering into relationships with these kind of people, this is your wake-up call. The same in regards to abuser. Abuse takes many forms: emotional, mental, verbal, physical, and financial. If you are on the receiving end, free yourself. And if you are doing the do, go kick rocks. Kick them all the way to a therapist and heal thyself, so you stop destroying your own life and the lives of others. Again, nobody wants to be used and abused and abandoned. If you have a repeated cycle of doing this, again, because you're not stepping up to the plate and showing up for yourself in your own life, and you're just looking to coast along in ready-made situations, you're doing an injustice to yourself and to that other person, because you're not only keeping yourself from progress, but you're keeping that person from being with somebody who's going to truly make them happy. But at the same time, they're choosing that for themselves, so there's a karmic lesson for them too, to not allow someone like you to come around and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lesson for everybody. Did they lie to you? Did they lie to you about who they were, or did you lie to yourself about who they were? So for some, again, wearing rose-colored glasses, making excuses for bad behavior, seeing the crack way before we see the ass, and yet still trying to wish and hope and wait and think that somebody's going to change or whatever it is. It's like you're lying to yourself, because we refuse to see, because we're holding on again due to our own wounding, fear of being alone, fear of, all of our investment going down for nothing. But sometimes, again, you got to cut your losses, right? Rose-colored glasses may look good, but they'll never do you any good. So again, needing to see shit for what it is and nip it in the bud. Nip that shit in the bud. Whatever it is, nip it. Whether that's behavior patterns, people, situations, it's time to go. See it, believe it, and achieve it. Whatever you focus on increases. So if you focus on the negative, that will be your reality. If you focus on your betterment, the same applies. So if you want better, be better. As within, so without. With positive intentions, thoughts, effort, and consistency, anything is possible. You can do it. So whatever side of the coin you fall on, again, if you love yourself and you put in the effort and the work and you get yourself out of self-sabotatory behaviors, self-destructive behaviors, karmic relationships, stinking thinking, whatever it is that's holding you back from your fullest potential, nip it in the bud. You can do it. You can have what you want, but you have to show up for yourself. You have to change. And for some, again, who are still wishing and hoping from some other people to change, maybe the answer is hell no. This is not supported by the universe, and it's in your best interest to reconsider. So again, if you're considering staying in unsatisfactory situations, if you're considering staying in the lowest, if you're considering staying in the same behavior patterns and whatever is you've been repeating, they're telling you hell no. Don't do that. Do the other. Apply yourself, believe in yourself, love yourself, make the changes you need to make, and the rest will fall into place in due time. And on that note, my lovelies, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you're going through. Please like, subscribe, and share. Again, leave comments. Let me know how it all plays out for you, if it resonates, etc., etc. And until the next time, take care. Bye-bye.